What up, family?
We've been waiting for a long time. Yes, we've been waiting for a long, long time. We've been waiting for a long time. But we ain't gonna wait no more. We're getting ready to rock and roll. We're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4.
And we're back. Keep 1 million show. I'm Dwayne.
Sean P.
Welcome back. It's
Yes, sir.
2024. And we got a lot to talk about. How you been,
Indeed.
Sean?
I've been better. I've been better. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. Ooh, there it is.
Yep, there
Yeah.
it is.
I'm good. I'm good, man. Everything's going on good. You know, Christmas was good. Real busy because I had recitals to go to, all kinds of stuff. Had family in town. It was crazy. So it was a real pleasing time of the year.
All right. That's good.
Yeah.
Good to hear. Happy New Year, everybody.
Yes.
January 4th, 2024. First
Yes.
show of the year. The new, radio season
Mm-hmm.
and everything. And it is the last week of the NFL season, as we got a lot of games going on Saturday, Sunday, and a whole lot of playoff scenarios that can happen. Now, last week, a huge game last Saturday. Cowboys beat the Lions 20-19.
Yeah, that's some controversy
Now,
with
that
one.
was some major controversy
Ooh.
because Dan Campbell, the Lions coach, he
Mhm.
had a lot of aggressive play calling. And the last one, they had a two-point conversion convert to beat the Cowboys. It was overturned because of a player was not eligible. They said that the player did announce him being eligible, which, there's hand gestures to show the referee that said player's eligible. They made a mistake and said the wrong player was eligible. Now, a few plays before that, the refs also made a mistake about a call when the Cowboys had the ball and called the penalty on the wrong player on the wrong team.
Mhm.
The NFL got involved, and now that crew possibly will not be able to officiate in the playoffs.
Yeah, I read up on that.
Now, on the flip side, this season has been, I would say, one of the worst referee seasons I've ever seen. There's been so many. I mean, there's certain, plays that that's in your mind in the, I would say, the past 5-10 years that that, okay, the refs made that mistake. Off the top of my head, the Des Bryant catch, non-catch.
Yeah.
The Steelers catch a couple years back.
Oh, the Jesse James, yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
And this one, it's so many this season that, you can't even pick them. But with that being said, do you think Dan Campbell was too aggressive this game?
No, I didn't think he was too aggressive. I think he did what he was supposed to do. He went into that game. I talked to a couple of people that know a lot about football, and they tell me that even on a high school level, the players know the plays that they're going to run in the beginning of the game, and they practice plays. They practice plays per scenario. So that play that Dan Campbell ran to get that 2-point conversion, they knew they was going to do that if they was entering that situation. And when the players walked up to him, you see them. They talking to the ref. They like, what's the quarterback? Jared Goff is pointing, telling him, "Hey, yo, go check in."
Right.
They go up to the ref. the three players went up to the ref and they pointed to each other and stuff like that. Then they go
Yeah.
back. So I'm like, where did they go wrong?
Right, exactly. Now, my only issue with this situation with Dan Campbell is the fact that the two plays after that,
Mhm.
they missed as well. There's a play after that that was called back because of a defensive penalty.
Mhm.
And then the next play, Jared Goff just throws a duck. Don't know how he did that to the wide receiver, and he was wide open. So I'm like, you could have kicked the extra point to tie the game up, and he didn't. There was another play before that, in the first half, where Dan Campbell decides not to go for kick the field goal, and loses a fourth down call. I think there's also another play. There's close to the end zone that lost a fourth down. So there's a few plays where Dan Campbell kind of missed it. I get the aggressiveness. I get this is who he is. This is how he builds his team and coaches his team. But you really had a chance to win that game.
Yeah.
And yeah, the refs aside, there was ways where the refs wouldn't have gotten involved if you'd have had a couple plays here and there that could have made it to where the Lions were assured to win that game, because frankly they're the better team than the Cowboys.
Yeah.
They ran over that defense.
Yeah, honestly, that call at the end, I get it the first time, but me personally, now this is why they paid Dan Campbell the big bucks. But I would have, playing Madden or something, I would have kicked it. I would have just kicked it. I just kicked it. Let's take it into overtime and figure this out. Now they did run the play again. If Jared Goff would have threw a better pass, that would have been
exactly.
So
yeah, that I mean, if it was a fifth,
Yeah.
But moving into the playoffs, they are, they have, I think, they're now, because of that, they're only guaranteed that 2 seed. They could have been on the verge of a 1 seed, so that it is a huge problem when it comes to this situation with the Cowboys and Lions, because now the Cowboys, if I'm not mistaken, they can leapfrog them if they win the division.
Yeah.
If they win a division and they beat the Lions, they could be the number 2 seed.
Yeah, which they probably will, because they'll beat the Commanders, and even if the Eagles beat the Giants,
right,
the Cowboys win the tiebreaker.
Right,
so,
exactly, because they beat the Eagles as well.
So that's how that works, and it messes Detroit up, because Detroit drops from the 2 to the 6 or something like that.
I think the lowest they go is a 3, because the
3.
Eagles will go. The Eagles will end up, because they're the division champs in the North. The Eagles will go to either 5 or 6.
Oh, you're right, because they're not a division champion.
Right, right. The top, the top 5 or top 4 division champs. San Francisco's 1. Like I said, 2, 3 is either Lions, the Cowboys, or the Eagles, and then 4 is also up for grabs because of the NFC South, which is the NFC South.
Yeah.
So you have a scenario where either Tampa Bay, the Saints, and the Falcons can win that division.
Yeah.
I think the Falcons play the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm mistaken, if the Saints win, they're in. And the Bucks play the The Bucks play the Panthers. The Bucks win, they're the division champs.
Okay.
If the Saints win, the Saints have to have the Bucks lose to be division champions. I think also with the Falcons. So if the Falcons win, they both have to have the Bucks lose. There's a whole lot of scenarios.
Which is crazy, because the Falcons aren't a good team, and they can mess around and make the playoffs without being division champs.
It's been like this for years with the NFC South. It's a horrible division.
Yeah, a lot of people. I got a lot of people that complain about the fact that.
You pass me that paper.
Oh,
that scenario is right there.
The fact that that like a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers who are better than any team in the NFC South, but because they didn't win a division, they can't go to playoffs, stuff like that. So it's just, and I don't believe if you win your division, I want to. If you win your division, you deserve to go. I'm sorry. I mean, you are a division champ, so you deserve to get that playoff spot.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, the Steelers do have an outside chance. I think
They do.
They could beat
They
the
do.
Ravens, which the Ravens are gonna sit most of their players.
Mm-hmm.
I think already Lamar Jackson is sick. Likely's gonna sit.
Probably Zay Flowers and stuff like
Flowers
that.
gonna sit.
Yeah.
Now Dalvin Cook won't sit
Yeah, he just
because
got
he
signed.
has been signed by the Ravens off of waivers that
Yeah.
the Jets have
Mhm. Yeah, that was-
released him finally. I still don't understand why they never utilized him this whole season. We talked about this whole NFL season. We talked like that's going to be a good 1-2 punch, Dalvin and Brees Hall, and they never even used Dalvin Cook, which is unreal.
I think I believe that he got Dalvin Cook. That injury to Aaron Rodgers hurt Dalvin Cook as well. And I believe Dalvin Cook would have been more integral in that offense if Aaron Rodgers was healthy.
That makes sense. But now he's going to be with the Ravens.
Yeah. They probably
Obviously going to get some reps in since their starter's going to be out.
Yeah, they're gonna run him down.
Right, but going back to the Steelers, if the Steelers win, if I'm not mistaken, a couple of losses here and there, and they're in the 7th seed in the AFC. So, they're getting there.
And then Tomlin will have his 17th consecutive winning season.
Right.
And people talking about he should be fired.
No, he should be in the Hall of Fame while coaching still. I mean, the college basketball and college coaches, they do that. I think you got to give Tomlin, put it in. Tomlin, he's the only coach, if I'm not mistaken, in NFL history to have that many winning seasons. If that happens next week. Moving on, before we get to break, I'm going to talk about the Russell Wilson situation, where it's very strange what happened. If anybody's seen the clip that Russell Wilson talked about, where they wanted him to forego his $37 million injury clause back in week 10, middle of the season, after they beat the Chiefs. And people were talking about, watch out for the Broncos. If you remember, their defense was clicking.
Yeah.
It seemed like Russell Wilson and Sean Payton were on the same page. They were winning games, and then all of a sudden, they wanted him to restructure the contract or get benched for 9 games. Like that's crazy, because he's healthy. He's healthy, 100% healthy, and to be honest with you, if he's 100% healthy through the season, that $37 million doesn't even kick in. It's an injury clause. So if he gets injured, that clause kicks in. So that's why they wanted to bench him, to make sure, to basically put him on ice, make sure that he doesn't get injured, so they don't have to pay it. And the NFLPA got involved. I mean, what do you think about this situation?
We all know that Sean Payton is definitely, he's not feeling Russell Wilson. He's not feeling this guy. So to me, what it looks like is they're doing little things to make Russell upset and make him want to leave or ask for a trade or something like that. You make it uncomfortable for him.
Right.
And everything. And do I believe that they should have did that? No. But does it surprise me? No.
Right. Last week on ESPN, Ryan Clark went in on him.
On Sean Payton?
Called him a thug and everything. And now looking back at some of the videos with him yelling at Russell Wilson and yelling at other players, it's like, wow, it's kind of a different light looking at Sean Payton. Now what you know behind the scenes. Yeah.
But you got to remember, when he was in New Orleans, everything was like, I mean, he inherited Drew Brees. I mean, they had a good team, and a good defense, and everything. You know, even when they weren't, because they won that Super Bowl, or even after that, because he didn't win another Super Bowl, but they
Right.
still had really good teams and had chances.
Yeah.
Now he goes into a situation where the team wasn't that great. First thing he does is trash the old regime, and then he starts all this. It's like you see how he's starting to respond to adversity, and it doesn't look cute.
Right, and we'll definitely monitor this situation and sees what's going forward for Russell Wilson and for the Broncos, for
Yep.
that matter, because they're not going to be together next season.
Probably not.
And with that being said, we're going to come right back with more NFL talk and some NBA talk. Keep it locked right here. It's the Keep 1 Million Show.
Is there?
Sounds of a baby babbling doesn't mean much, but that's not true. They're testing out vowels and consonants and trying different sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on meaning. Especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later
I remember
is
when my
just
daughter
one
was
of the
younger.
possible signs of autism in children.
When my daughter was younger,
AutismSpeaks.org.
I could
Brought to
never
you by
understand what she was
Autism
saying
Speaks and the
sometimes.
Outcomes.
She liked this one song called Unstoppable God. It was called Unstoppable God, but she didn't say Unstoppable God. She said, I want to listen to Bubble Guts. Bubble Guts. Bubble Guts. I'm like, Bubble Guts? Bubble Guts. Bubble Guts. I'm like, oh, man. Like, when I think about it that night, she was really young, man. Like she's 5 now. She had to be like 2. She had to be like 2 to be doing that. It was irritating at the time, but it's funny now.
Okay, we're back.
Yes, sir.
Keep 1 Million Show. We're on 90.7 FM, KRDP. And hold on a second, I'm kind of trying to make some production changes, kind of messing up here. So we were getting into the Russell Wilson situation and what can be next for Russell Wilson. There's a few teams that people are talking about, possibly the Commanders.
Okay.
Someone said the Giants. I don't like that. And there's a few other teams. What team do you think would be a good fit for Russell Wilson?
Not the Giants. I believe the Giants are going to go for to draft a quarterback. And I wish they wouldn't have, even though I'm an Eagles fan and everything, but on football terms, I wish they wouldn't have gave Daniel Jones all that money, man. But and it's biting them. But they'll probably pick like Bo Nix or what's the guy from Washington, Penix Jr.
Yeah.
And Penix Jr. won the Heisman, right?
No, he was second.
Oh, he was second.
Jaden Daniels.
Oh, Jaden Daniels won
LSU.
it. Okay, LSU. And so I can't see the Giants going. I mean, I can see the Giants going that way, drafting the quarterback. Washington would be a good spot for him because Sam Howell, I don't believe that's the answer. And they already have a pretty decent team with talent there. So, any other team? I can't think. I'm trying to think of decently contending teams that he can get to the playoffs with. That's all I can think of right now.
Maybe Atlanta Falcons.
Maybe.
I would say the Colts, but they already have a veteran and
Talking
a
about
rookie. Gardner Minshew,
Gardner.
the rookie.
I think they're gonna stick with their rookie. They're not gonna. They're gonna see what they got right there in Indy.
Or maybe even Tennessee. They're
You know what?
Issue at quarterback. They do have an issue at quarterback.
I can see them possibly bringing in Russell Wilson. Tennessee bringing in Russell Wilson to like maybe battle it out with Will Levis. Let Tannehill go, and then see what happens there because they do have Derrick Henry. They have DeAndre Hopkins down there.
Yeah.
So.
And the thing is, with the Broncos, now what do they do? like they just go to the draft and try to draft another quarterback. Because I mean, they've had a horrible time drafting quarterbacks. I know they don't have Elway there anymore. So I mean, obviously the problem was, they gave Russell Wilson all this money, and they basically trying to renege on the deal. So
Yeah.
where they're at in the standings, they're, I would say, kind of middle of the pack, and I'm not sure what quarterback would be there. You know what I mean?
Say again.
I don't know. For Denver, I don't know what quarterback would be there.
Oh, for them, they would have to trade up. They would have to trade up to get one of the unless they can find a diamond in the rough, like go to these schools and just find a diamond in the rough for the second, third, fourth round or
Right.
something like that. That's yet to be seen. But as for Bo Nix, Michael Penix Jr., the guy from LSU, the Heisman Trophy winner, they're going to be gone by the time. If they don't trade up, they're going to be gone by the time Denver come up.
Yeah, exactly. And so they would have to either get a quarterback in free agency or trade for a quarterback. I mean, they're in cap hell.
Mm-hmm.
Especially getting rid of Russell Wilson. They're going to be so backed up in money. Who knows if they can get a quarterback? So they're kind of, man, they're in a bad situation.
Yeah.
They're in a real bad situation. So
And the person that's looking the smartest in this is Pete Carroll. Like Pete Carroll
Yeah.
saw it coming, so he cut it. I was told this how Pittsburgh Steelers think. We'd rather cut you too soon than cut you too late.
well, that's also the
That's the Patriots too, I
Patriots
believe.
as well, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Matter of fact, speaking of the Patriots, there could be Bill Belichick going. This is like
I believe this is his last season.
more. Well, he can make his own ticket. He's 6 Super Bowl wins with the Patriots and whatnot. But how bad they are, this is their worst season since since their last coach 20 some odd years ago. That they got only 2 wins, 3 wins,
Yes.
or I think they're like 4 something.
Mhm.
But the thing is, they're obviously going to draft a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
They most likely going to move on from Bill Belichick. There's a few teams that possibly can, want his services. One of them, the Chargers.
Yep.
Matter of fact,
It's probably gonna be the Chargers, the Panthers, and the Commanders. Because I believe the Commanders probably gonna fire old boy.
yes, the
Yeah.
Commanders. They said,
Oh, and the Vegas Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, they might give Pierce that job, but we don't know.
Also, the Tennessee Titans. Mike Vrabel might be gone.
I don't think he deserves to be fired. But okay.
Sean McDermott with the Buffalo Bills. If they don't win
Oh.
deep in the playoffs, Mike McCarthy's been on the hot seat for years.
No, he'll be fine.
That could be something. Yeah. And but I would say these are potential. I mean, I think it was Adam Schefter was saying that there's possibly 10 teams that could need a coach. But I think the top one would be the Chargers.
The Chargers, yeah.
With what the weapons they have at offense and at defense. So
And Belichick's a defensive guy, so
Yeah.
he can fix that. The thing is that guy over there in Michigan,
Right.
John Harbaugh, if they win
Exactly,
national
we can get into that
championship,
as well.
that'll be something to look at.
Exactly. Let's get into it. The college football playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
You have Michigan, Washington
Yeah.
next week in Houston, and I think is going to be a great game. Two really good quarterbacks. I think Penix has a clear edge against JJ McCarthy.
He does.
but I think the edge on the defensive side goes to Michigan
Mm-hmm.
with their secondary and their front four.
Front four.
Also, Michigan's running game is a little bit better than Washington's, but I think Penix and those wide receivers, they have 3 amazing wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a real close game. How do you think it's going to go?
You see, Washington, they are reported to have the best offensive line in football, and this D line of Michigan is nasty. So I'm looking forward to seeing that battle, seeing who wins that battle. I was wrong. I thought Alabama was going to beat Michigan. I was wrong about that.
That game was an excellent game. A couple of play calls here and there, and Alabama wins. But yeah, it goes to overtime, and yeah, that last play call was weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
They did that,
like
up
a quarterback
the
draw up the middle against
right.
a D line like that. That was weird. But I'll take Michigan over Washington. Not by a blowout though. It'll be something like, I believe it would be something like 35, 31, 35, 28, something like that.
Yeah, I think it'd be close. But I also have Michigan as well. And like I said, I think Michigan wins the championship and Harbaugh leaves and goes to L.A.
Yeah,
I think
I believe so
having
as well.
just, and you said Belichick being a defensive coach, but Harbaugh is an offensive coach. We know the quarterbacks he has developed. I think he can develop, Justin Herbert. I think I listen to Rich Eisen, so he was talking to Harbaugh months back, and all he was raving about was Justin Herbert. And now we know the coaching there was so terrible. He's been through so many coaches in his, I think this is still he has a new deal, but this is his 5th season, and I think he's went through probably 4 offensive coordinators and about 3 head coaches. So yeah, there needs to be some kind of stability over there, and I think Harbaugh can do that.
Yeah, Harbaugh can do that. Justin Herbert, he already showed you this season wasn't a great season for him. Not last year, the season before last is when he had that awesome season. He showed you he could do it, and it was I know Tua had a better season than him, but it was that debate like where the one coach Brian Flores wanted to take Herbert over Tua. About people say, "Oh, Tua's better." I was like, "Nah, pump the brakes. Let's get a coach in there that can coach him up." And then we're gonna see Herbert blow up next year. They're gonna be fine. They do need to beef up that defense though.
Yeah, they absolutely do. But I'm gonna bounce back to the NFL. We're gonna go to week 18. These games and pick some games. We have Texans at the Colts. This game is win or go home. Houston's a 1.5 point favorite. Colts are at home. Who do you got?
I'm gonna take Indy at home. I didn't think Indy was gonna beat the Raiders last week, but I'm gonna take Indy at home.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna go with the Texans. CJ Stroud is back healthy, and I think he's gonna have an excellent performance. To the fact that he's gonna will that team to the playoffs. If that happens, you can give him the Rookie of the Year trophy that the same day. Another huge game: Titans Jaguars. Titans are at home. Jaguars are 3.5 point favorite.
Trevor Lawrence playing?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Jaguars.
Yeah, I'm going with the Jaguars too. I think they win. They win that AFC South division. They'll be, I think, the 4th seed. So yeah, I got the Jags on that one. Gotta go Giants Eagles. Giants are at home. Philly's a 4.5 point favorite.
You know, I'm gonna go with the Eagles, but like I told people, they're not gonna go to Super Bowl, but I got them winning this game, going to the playoffs. They'll win their first round playoff game, and then after that,
But I gotta ask you, what happened with them against the Cardinals? What happened? That was probably the biggest dud of the season.
yeah, that I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't see the game, but when I looked at the score and I saw Philly was up big at one point, I was like, oh okay. And then the next thing I know, when I look at because I was getting a lot of notifications from fantasy, and I'm looking, I got James Conner on the team. I'm like, oh, he scored a touchdown. This, that. Then I look at the score. I was like, because I got Goddard in another league. I'm like, I was like, dang, 35-31, they lost. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's what I've been saying all season. Their defenses, they play horrible defense. The secondaries are just bad.
They can't tackle. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, even though Sidney Brown had a 99-yard pick six, I mean he's good, but it's like as a collective the secondary is not good, and all I can see the change. I mean I know they lost some players on defense, but
Right.
is it the D coordinator? Because I think the D
Yeah,
coordinator,
you
their old D coordinator. I want to say he's the Cardinals coach.
Yes, he
Yeah.
is.
So I'm just like, man, you know. So what I'm looking forward to is next season. I want to see what they do to improve the team because they're not bad. They're just not great. They're okay. They're okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the upset.
You gonna go with the upset? I
I'm
mean,
with the Giants.
it wouldn't surprise me. It's a division game. It wouldn't
Right.
surprise me at all.
I'm gonna go with the upset. I mean, I know most likely the Eagles gonna win that game. You know, they beat them last. But see, the last game they struggled a bit with the Giants.
The secondary.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. With DeVito playing, I think Tyrod Taylor's gonna play this time. But yeah.
No, Tyrod Taylor was playing last time.
No, he was right. Right, he was. Then the other division game, Cowboys at Commanders. Commanders at home, and yeah, Cowboys are 13-point favorite.
Yeah, Cowboys are winning that. And they're gonna win the division, and they're gonna get that number 2 seed. So.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll agree. That's all I'm gonna say about the Cowboys. Now this game is huge. Bills Dolphins in Miami, but the Buffalo's a 3-point favorite. This is for the division.
Okay.
Now, Buffalo, they have to win to get in. And there's a possibility if they lose, they may not be in the playoffs. But a couple of things goes on, I think, with the Steelers and the Houston or whatnot. I think the Houston Colts game and the Steelers winning. If they lose, the Bills could be out of the playoffs. So this is for everything for them. I mean, I got Miami.
Yeah,
I think Miami at home after getting drugged by
oh my God, they got
after being drugged by the Ravens,
God.
56-19. And yeah, they have injuries, but I think this is a huge must-win for both teams, obviously. But for them, if they lose at home, now I think if Miami loses, I think they can still be in. But if they lose at home and then have to go on the road in the playoffs, it may be one and done for them because they're limping in the playoffs. But you got to at least show up at home in a division game like this.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go with Buffalo. I believe that defense is gonna step up. They already beat Miami earlier in the season, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Like I believe they can do it again. I'm just going with Buffalo.
Okay. All right. And yeah, those are our picks. Definitely gonna check them on Sunday, and NFL Week 18 is gonna be a monster of a weekend. And good luck to all the teams. But we'll be back with more, keep 1 million show.
Yes, sir. True. What was up with that one? What was up with that one instrumental? It just
Yeah, it just kept cutting off for some reason. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to try to figure out a way to change that. It keeps doing it too when it's on here. Then we'll talk the NBA.
mm-hmm. Rubio retired today.
Yeah, seen that.
Never was a Rubio fan, but
Right.
I just remember him and I remember Brandon Jennings always going in for him.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, we're back. Keep 1 million show. I'm Dwayne.
Sean P.
And I just read a report that Draymond Green is back in the facilities and he's on his way to, get his body right to come back on the court sometime soon. He missed 11 games and he's been doing like Zoom calls with NFLPA and his agent and NBA officials and possibly therapists and whatnot to get him back, trying to figure out what's going on with him. I think he may be back in the next probably couple weeks. They didn't say a timetable yet, but do you think this will help the Golden State Warriors because they're not looking too good?
I mean, can it help him? Yes. But let's say, can it help Draymond though? Can it help Draymond? I believe Draymond needs to take a little bit longer to get this together. I'm not saying take the whole season, but man, just like what Marshawn Lynch used to say, get your mentals right.
Yeah. He does have to get his mind right.
Get your mentals right. Get your stuff together. He said get his body together and everything because we all know it's a difference between being in shape and playing shape. So definitely work on that. But I'm not Draymond, so I can't speak for him, and I refuse to speak for him. But just sitting back and observing the behavior and everything, what do we tell kids? Take a time out. Take a chill pill.
Yeah.
You need to calm down.
Yeah, that's true. Hopefully everything's right with him, and he comes back just ready to play and not with the shenanigans because, not looking good for that team. He's the heart and soul of the team, and if he's acting like, a child, it's not going to work. Like, he got his money. It's not like he's doing this to be like, I need to get paid or whatever. He got a new contract. So I'm not sure what's actually going on with him, but right now Golden State is 16-17 in the 11th spot in the West, and in the past 10 games they're 6-4. So they're playing okay, but from the beginning of the season to now, it hasn't looked good at all. So for Golden State, they need Draymond. They really do.
Yeah. I'm not going to disagree with that.
And right now, the Bucks are beating the Spurs 121-118, which is the.
Okay.
It's only 2 games in the NBA. After that, it's going to be the Nuggets and Warriors
Okay.
tonight. We just seen Wembanyama just did a amazing dunk.
Yeah.
You brought up that was the same thing Chris Webber did around the back and then dunked it on someone.
Charles Barkley.
Yeah. But I also seen a better dunk than that, where Ja Morant dunks on Wembanyama the other day.
Oh, I didn't see that. I'm gonna have to pull that up.
It's real nice. Yeah.
Yo, Ja been balling since he got back. He's been balling.
Right. They have won 4 games in a row. I think they actually lost to the Spurs that game. But yeah, they're looking really good with Ja Morant back. I mean, they're way down in the standings, and past 10 games they're 500. They're 5-5 in the past 10 games.
Mm-hmm.
But Ja Morant's giving them a real boost because they really only have him and
they got Steven Adams.
Yeah.
They got Marcus Smart. Yeah.
I mean, it's an okay team.
Yeah, not bad team. Not
but
bad.
Ja Morant lifts that team up
Yeah.
tremendously. One other thing I did see with the Lakers, they're in the 10th spot, is that some rumblings going on with Darvin Ham.
Some what?
That there's some players not liking the lineups.
No.
There's they're growing kind of weary of Darvin Ham's coaching style and everything. And for some reason, why is it that every January, with a new coach that LeBron James' team is on, they end up getting fired in January? Now, that seemed like an NBA thing where, teams don't work out or they're, in the cellar, they end up firing their coach by January before the trade deadline. But it seems like specifically LeBron James teams, if you're not messing up, if you look at the pattern, they're going to get rid of you by January. And I think maybe this could be done. I mean, they was in the Western Conference Finals last season, but now with they have Austin Reeves on the bench, Rui Hachimura in and out. I mean, D'Lo ended up on the bench as well. He's really not playing well, but LeBron and AD looks frustrated. I mean, what do you think about with the Lakers? They've been losing games lately.
I don't know if they need to fire old boy. This is only his second season, right?
Yeah.
Like, jeez. They didn't even he fresh out the press conference. They didn't give him a chance.
They're 2-8 in their last 10 games. Lost 3 games in a row.
It's not always the coach, but we all know that the coach takes the brunt a lot of times, especially with a LeBron team. The only coach I can recall that LeBron couldn't. I'm not saying he got rid of other coaches, but that LeBron effect didn't affect him was Spo.
Well, yeah, he's still there. Yeah,
exactly. Well, Spo because of the way the Heat run their organization.
Mm-hmm.
Pat Riley wasn't going for that. So, the rest of the time, David Black got the boot. Mike Brown is like, and here's the crazy thing: Mike Brown's doing real good over in Sacramento.
Right. And remember the coach before he won the championship in Cleveland? I forget his name. He ended up going to Russia or somewhere. I mean. Remember before Ty Lue, the coach before
Black,
Ty Lue.
yeah, David Black.
That's who it was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. And the coach before Darvin Ham.
That was Vogel.
Yeah,
Frank
Vogel. Now he's with the Suns.
I didn't think Vogel deserved to get fired.
No, exactly.
But
exactly, and the thing is, if you do look at the Suns now with Frank Vogel there, granted. Bradley Beal hasn't played much, and they have been starting to win. They're right, a couple games above the Lakers at the 9th spot in the West. They're 5-5 in their past 10 games, and maybe they're going to try to find a way to work things out as the Clippers did, because the Clippers have moved already up to 4th, and they've been one of the hottest teams in the league. Because of how they've implemented James Harden has Westbrook on the bench, and their offense has been clicking.
Okay, they got Westbrook. Okay.
Right. Hopefully, this happens for the Suns, to where you have Bradley Beal finally healthy. I've seen some plays where Bol is actually playing, and he's playing well. So maybe give the Suns a couple of weeks to get back on track. But for them being a 9 spot is alarming. There was reports that Kevin Durant was frustrated. That's not true. You know, he came out and said, you know, why would someone say something like that? You know, as soon as someone says something in Kevin Durant's name, he's going to come right back at you. So, one actually a pretty good trade. I was kind of leery of it. The Knicks traded R.J. Barrett, Quigley, and draft picks to Toronto for OG Anunoby, and I think another player and some picks. And then right after that, they beat the Bulls. They did beat a couple teams. You know, they're doing pretty well. Did you hear about this trade? No.
Sorry, sad to say I did not hear about the trade.
I mean, but OG Anunoby is a good player, an excellent defender, and rumor has it that it's not gonna end. Not gonna be the only trade for the Knicks. They're gonna get on. They're already on the phone, so
They making some room for Zion.
nah, I don't think so. I don't think the Pelicans are gonna
Okay.
let go of Zion right now. They're right now. The Pelicans are in 6th place.
Okay.
You know, they're doing pretty good. They're 73 in the last 10 games.
Hey,
So-
when healthy, and Zion's in that lineup, when healthy, they're a borderline contender, man. One season, was it
Right.
last season or the season or the
Yeah.
season before that,
Yeah.
they could have do where they were at in the playoffs. They could have got to the Western Conference Finals. You know, they had a squad.
Right. No, they do. They have the veteran point guard. You know, they have 2 star players, Brandon Ingram and Zion. They have pretty good, you know, role players. So, yeah, once again, health is the problem. Issue with Zion's weight, and everyone's talking about that. And do they re-sign him, or do they, you know, if he get eligible for another contract, do they sign him? Because there is a weight clause in his contract,
Oh, okay.
and he's not meeting that. So there's some issues there. I think that gives pause for other teams, especially trading for him. You know, is he going to lose weight? Is he going to get in real tip top shape? I'm not sure. And you know, another rumor before I go to this next story, this last story, is Zach LaVine may be traded to the Lakers.
Oh,
I mean, what do you think about that?
yeah, I was hearing rumors of Sixers, but the Lakers.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that could be something. That could be something.
And that may be a shakeup. Maybe they need that shakeup. If instead of firing Darvin Ham, maybe they have to trade some players. I would say D'Angelo Russell, one of them.
Yeah, he's gonna be.
A couple more players and draft picks to get, you know, either DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, or Zach LaVine and somebody else. Bring back Caruso. But if the 76ers, you know, that could be a spot for him as well. You know, there's a few teams. I think Miami, you know, since they didn't get who was the player they didn't get? Since they didn't get Bradley Beal and some other players.
Dame
Dollar. Yeah. I think Zach LaVine is the next that could be going to Miami. So yeah, look out for that, because the next few weeks, the trade deadline in February for the NBA, right around the All-Star break. And one last story. Tyreek Hill, his home was set on fire. It was an accident. Come to find out, a child playing with a cigarette lighter in a bedroom was the reason for the fire. It was an accidental fire that the Florida fire marshal reported. he had, left practice to go to his home, and it was all over the news. It was like one of the top rooms that had a lot of smoke and fire, and at least grateful that no one was injured or hurt, but yeah, this is gonna be a messed up blow. I mean, yeah, they got money and all that, but that's kind of that's hope. Glad everyone's safe and all right. But,
Yeah, and
that's a bad situation.
Yeah, in that situation, I'm glad to hear that nobody was hurt, nobody was injured, nobody died. People don't understand. Yes, Tyreek Hill is a millionaire. However, it's still an inconvenience because he has to deal with the insurance stuff. He also has to deal with homelessness for a little bit, because he has to figure out a place to live,
Oh, that probably is already.
It's already taken care of. No, it's already taken care of.
Probably has some nice hotels in Miami.
Yeah,
what
I'm saying,
Airbnb or whatever.
What I'm saying is, you still have to make those steps.
Oh, of course, you got those moves.
Those moves. You got to make sure that
logistics.
I don't know if he's married or not, but your significant other is good, or maybe she might want to go be with her parents or something like that. Make sure the children are good. It's a lot of things that go along with this. So
Yeah.
he probably wasn't in practice for. He probably not going to see the team again until Sunday.
Right. Yeah. So hopefully everything's fine with that. Once again, he's at like 1,700 yards. He could have been at 2,000 yards. He was close.
He got hurt. He didn't play a game, so
Right.
that hurt him.
Right, it sure did. But he's definitely going to play in this game against the Bills because
Yeah. And he's
they're
not going to
definitely
get
going to need him.
He's not going to get no 300-something yards.
No,
He's not going to do that.
Hey, you never know. You never know.
Bills got pretty good defense.
But we're going to come right back, and this is 90.7 FM, KRDP. Keep 1 Million Show. Please go to listen to number 2, KRDP.com to donate. Be right back with more Keep 1 Million Show.
Is there?
Yeah, I'll leave it. Okay. Thank y'all for watching.
Yep.